Hello, my name is Rob Otto, and I will be your facilitator for this short video for your one-on-one session. Before we get started on finding the right fit for you after high school, we of course have one important question to always ask, and that's, how's everybody doing today? All right, I think I heard you say great. Well done. Take a quick peek at our steps to success. Walk through them with me if you are so inclined. It starts at the bottom with vision, goal, plan, commitment, and on top of the ladder is success, your version of success. But of course, you can't even set up that ladder until you have a good, solid foundation. That's your positive mental attitude, because attitude is everything. Yes, it is. So, what we're talking about today is the idea of finding the right fit. So choosing how you're going to do your education past high school is really making sure that you fit in, that it's the right fit for you. And what studies have shown is that if you like where you're going and you are happy where you are and choosing the education path, if you're happy about it, then you're more likely to stay there and you are more likely to finish, to get your certificate, your degree, whatever it is. So choosing the place you go is extremely important because it's going to be a direct pipeline to your potential success. So a lot of times we talk about, the types of schools, the type of things you can do after high school, and everybody thinks about the big universities, right? Michigan, Michigan State. There's even smaller universities that are still public, like Eastern and Western and my alma mater, Central. So universities are schools that tend to be larger and they have degrees from bachelor's degrees and even extended degrees after that, masters and doctorates. When you hear the word college, you might think of a smaller school. And that's true. Colleges can offer the same degrees as universities and tend to do it on smaller. Now, in the state of Michigan, there are public colleges. Those are all 2 years. So the most you can get is an associate's degree at a public college. But they do have private colleges in Michigan. But private colleges, while they can be smaller, they can actually be more expensive than some universities because they don't take money from the state, so they can charge whatever they want. The other thing you hear when you hear colleges is community colleges or junior colleges, right? And I love community and junior colleges. They are at maximum 2 years. Sometimes they do have extended programs into a third year. But a lot of times what people do is use community colleges because they're closer to home. They are much less expensive than universities and colleges, and a lot of community colleges in the state of Michigan have agreements with the bigger schools so that you can take some of your early classes, your required education classes at a community college, and then transfer to a bigger college or university to finish your degree. And the other type of school we talk about are vocational schools. These are schools that in a year or 18 months or 2 years you can get certification, and that school is dedicated to the one thing that you want to do. So if you know exactly the type of career that you want to have and you can train on it in a short amount of time, these can be more expensive than community colleges, but they get you your certification much quicker because they don't require other educational things in order for you to get your certification. Now, a lot of people will ask, well, am I right for this school? Do I have what they need to let me in? But the bigger question you need to be asking is this college right for you? Some people make decisions about colleges based on things that other people tell them. Your counselors will have an idea, your teachers, your parents, oh, go to my alma mater. Your friends, hey, why don't you come to college with me? Or even your boo, and we're going to be in love forever. And then you get there and you break up and you realize that you're miserable. Remember, if you can find the educational institution that's right for you, then you're going to be happier and you're going to be more likely to finish your career there. So we're going to take an example of a person who's getting ready to go to college, and we're going to see if the different colleges have what's right for this person. So let me introduce to you, future college student, Spongebob SquarePants. Yes, he lives in his pineapple under the sea, but let's talk a little bit about Spongebob and see what are going to be the important things to him when he is looking for an educational institution. So we're going to go over just a couple of these things, but these are all things you can consider, and there's a lot more of them. And the things that are important to you. So let's first talk about location, right? SpongeBob is a sponge. And what is important for a sponge? Water. Yeah. So, for instance, SpongeBob going to Arizona State University in the middle of the desert, poor choice for a sponge. So keep that in mind. Some people want to stay close to home. Some people want to travel and go to a location far away from them. Just keep in mind that if you go to a school in a different state than where you are resident, they can charge you more, and they almost always do. All right, let's talk about major. Major is just a fancy word for your area of study, what kind of degree you're going to get. So something that SpongeBob likes to do is jellyfishing. Probably not a big career out there for jellyfishing, right? But he does have a job, doesn't he? What does SpongeBob do for work? Yes, he makes Krabby Patties at the Krusty Krab. So he's a fry cook, essentially. But what if he desires, I want to own my own place. I want to be a chef. Well, maybe he could go to a school that has the culinary arts program. And then he could become a chef. See, it's important to realize that wherever Sandy decides to go to college, might not have culinary arts. Last thing, living arrangements in the bottom right-hand corner there. Does SpongeBob have a pet? Yes, he does. Gary, the snail. What if SpongeBob wants to take Gary with him to college? Well, in terms of living arrangements, he has to make sure that his college will let freshmen have pets on campus. All right? So these are just a couple of silly little things. Yes, we did it with a cartoon character, but you can take the same idea and think about what's important to you, and then make sure whatever school you're looking at has that criteria. So what you're going to do now is work on that with your mentor. You're going to have some time to pass it off to the two of you to talk about this exact idea. I want to make sure that you have some fun, enjoy each other's company. When you get to the end, make sure you do that virtual high five. And as always, make today a great day. The choice is yours.